You've spent years sacrificing everything, working as a humble maid to survive. On the happiest day of your son's life, his wedding, you're humiliated in front of 300 guests. Laughter echoes around you. The bride mocks your very existence. But then, the truth comes out and it shocks everyone. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to Blackish Focus. Here, we share true, emotional, and motivational stories that inspire, heal, and uplift. Delilah was once a teacher. She loved books, children, and chalk-dusted blackboards. But life isn't always kind. A sudden illness strained her savings. Debt piled high. With no family to help, she found herself working as a maid in wealthy households just to stay afloat. She worked silently, folding sheets, scrubbing dishes, serving wine at parties where people didn't even glance at her face. Yet, in her heart, she carried dignity. She reminded herself daily, I may be a maid now, but I am still worthy. I am still me. But beneath her strength lived sorrow. Years earlier, she had given up her only son for adoption, believing he would have a better life away from her poverty. She never stopped thinking about him. Every night she prayed, please, let him be happy. Let him be safe. When Delilah was assigned to serve at a billionaire's wedding, she accepted without hesitation. It was just another job. She ironed linens, polished silver, and prepared for the grand event of the year. The bride, Vanessa, was stunning, draped in designer gowns, dripping in diamonds. But behind her beauty lay arrogance. She treated staff like shadows, barking orders, mocking accents, calling people beneath her. Delilah endured it quietly. She had faced worse. But she had no idea that this wedding would intertwine with her own past in ways that would shatter the night. The ballroom glowed with crystal chandeliers. Music filled the air. 300 guests laughed and toasted the couple. Delilah stood quietly at the edge, carrying trays, blending into the background. Suddenly, Vanessa's sharp voice rang out. Who let the maid into the main hall? Look at her uniform. Wrinkled. Pathetic. Doesn't she know this is my wedding, not her place to parade? Laughter rippled through the crowd. Some guests lowered their eyes in pity, but none dared speak. Delilah froze, her face burning, tears threatening. She wanted to disappear. Then came the cruelest words. Vanessa sneered, imagine being so low in life, you can only serve at other people's happiness. Don't you dare look at me, maid. The room erupted in whispers. 300 people watched as Delilah's dignity was shredded before their eyes. The groom, Daniel, stood frozen. His chest tightened. His eyes darted between the bride and the maid. Something deep inside him stirred. He stepped forward, voice trembling but steady. Enough. That woman you mock is not just a maid. She is my mother. Gasps shook the room. Vanessa's smile faltered, her laughter choking in her throat. Guests exchanged wide-eyed stares. Daniel continued, his voice breaking. When I was a child, she gave me up not because she didn't love me, but because she wanted me to have a better life. She suffered in silence, working these very jobs so that others could thrive. And tonight, you humiliate her in front of everyone? This is the woman who gave me life. The woman who sacrificed everything for me. Silence blanketed the room. Vanessa tried to protest, stammering excuses, but Daniel's words cut through like thunder. If you cannot respect her, then you do not respect me. Guests shifted uncomfortably, some clapping softly in support. Others turned away in shame. Delilah, trembling, tried to hold back tears, but Daniel embraced her tightly in front of everyone. For years, I searched for you, he whispered. Now that I've found you, I won't let anyone diminish your worth again. Vanessa, red-faced and humiliated, stormed from the hall. The marriage ended before it began. Guests witnessed not a bride's triumph, but a mother's dignity restored. From that day on, Daniel publicly acknowledged Delilah as his mother. No longer hidden, no longer silent, she walked tall. The world saw her not as a maid, but as a woman of strength, love, and sacrifice. And for every guest who witnessed that night, the lesson was unforgettable. True worth is not measured in wealth or status, but in the love and dignity we carry. If this story moved you, Let it remind you of this truth. Respect is not optional. It's the foundation of humanity. Speech balloon, what would you have done if you were in Delilah's place? Would you have stayed silent or spoken your truth? Thumbs up like this video if it inspired you, and share it with someone who needs to hear this lesson. Bell, and most importantly, subscribe to Blackish Focus for more emotional, true, and motivational stories every single day.